Good evening. John Augustine back again, doing a little extra one about former President John Trump. They never used a second name to say J, but it's John apparently. And so I often think people should be addressed with their proper name, and because it gives a better picture, I think. But in any event, there was a story that I thought was good because he had a miraculous escape. And I think it was the anniversary of the vision in Fatima, or in the vision of that. But when he was president, he invited a Catholic priest to do an exorcism, in the White House, which he did. And so President Trump has some belief in that type of thing, which is a good thing. There's a Catholic ring to it, to my way of thinking. And so the priest did that, and he had a statue of our Blessed Mother, a statue about that size. I have one over here, probably like it. So I'll just tap over and show it to you, because I have a little one here. I didn't have far to go. Now, there was one like that, a biggish one, I have a smallish one there, but I have this over where I do my prayer videos in the morning. I just leave it there for a second. I won't walk over it again. But the priest did next, and he had a statue of our Blessed Mother like this. And President Trump begged him or asked him, he'd love to have it. And the priest gave it to him. So that's what I think protected him, our Blessed Mother. And of course, God. Because that belief and that what he did that time as president, this is something that's only come out just, I don't think it was yesterday. Or maybe it was, yeah, but it was a lovely little story. And a priest told it because he knew the priest that performed the exorcism and that, and he told the story. And very interesting the way he put it, that there was that kind of faith. And Jesus said, if you had the faith of a mustard seed, and that I think saved him. And I think I did a program about miraculous escape, President Trump, and he was a changed man, I think, and that it is a Republican National Conference. They call it the RNC, but I wish to goodness just give it the full title. But great speakers. And the vice president spoke. He wasn't born with a silver spoon or anything like it. His mother was single, and it was his granny who reared him, and she was a good practicing Catholic. And the mother was unfortunately in that way. But this lad, I told a grand story, the vice president, J.D. Vance. I presume I'd like to know, is it John Dermot or something? But in any event, he gave his vice president speech, and it was quite good. He certainly come from a tough background. I think was it, did he mention Ohio? He mentioned Kentucky as well, some way. And but his granny did a great job. And at 9/11, he's young. I think he's 39. He's the youngest nearly ever, but he's very articulate. Um, at 9/11, he joined the Marines and served time in in where there was conflicts. And then, because when you're in veteran, you do get a chance to further your education, and he did, and he become a very successful lawyer and other things, and he went into business and given employment in an area where people didn't have any employment because of the way things are. So he brought himself up by his own bootstraps. Marvelous. And by goodness, what a choice. And the Catholic, he changed to be Catholic, and he married a lovely girl that is a lawyer as well, very successful, I think. I think that's what she is. And a big practice. And she's of Asian descent, but lovely. And they have three children. And he spoke about her, and the family is a family, they're important. He was just so good. And it was just a lovely little story. And some of the other senators that spoke, Ted Cruz, and there's another senator, a black senator, and by goodness, is he good. So, and then there was another one as well, a doctor, can't think of his name, but they were good, and they spoke very true, especially Ted Cruz, about the people that have been murdered by some of these people that shouldn't be in the country at all. He mentioned four, including a 12-year-old girl, by two yokes that shouldn't have been in the country at all. They were let out from wherever they were in detention. So there was a mixture at the thing, but it was the business of our blessed mother that President Trump wanted to hold on to when the priest did the exorcism in the White House. So that was something that's only just come out. Because I did hope that the experience that President Trump had, he might become a Catholic. And funny enough, this lad come from very humble background. This J.D. Vance, Senator J. He's only 2 years, I think, but by goodness, he's good, and he wrote a marvelous book as well. So it augurs very well. I think President Biden described J.D. Vance as a duplicate of President Trump, but he's so mistaken. He obviously doesn't know goodness if it's hit him in the puss. So the choice that President Trump made of this man shows the kind of goodness that President Trump has towards people, which is not. I think it's now beginning to be appreciated. I certainly appreciate it, and I followed some of the speeches and that because I'm interested. We have 30 million people of Irish descent in that great country, the land of the free. And there's that Senator J.D. Vance. Oh, by the way, his mother is at the convention 10 years dry and good. And he mentioned that, and he gave her a great welcome. It was marvellous. Bring tears to your eyes sometimes. So I just thought I'd mention that about the business of our Blessed Mother. And it was a statue like that. Matter of fact, it could have been even like that. Image of it. And he wanted to ask the priest that could he have it. That's what you call faith. That saved him, in my opinion. He was as near as a toucher. If he'd have turned another way, he was gone. Gracious, the holy God. And some of these media that are clueless and have such a hatred for it, I think that's going to die down. Amazing, our Blessed Mother, it was going astray, but I think lessons have been learned, which is always good, isn't it? Bye now, and I thought I'd share that little story with you, and I think it'll give you a little uplift. Bye now.